Welcome to another episode of Don Davis Real Estate Show. It's your host, Don Davis of DDLRG, broker by Exp, Don Davis Luxury Realty Group, International, broadcasting live here from 6161 Savoy. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And upon that rock, He's built this church. Upon that rock, we have built our business. And our results are a reflection of our character. If you'd like to evaluate our results, feel free to go online at any time to Zillow, Homelight, HAR.com, and look at our reviews. Go ahead and find out what exactly are our clients saying about their experience with our company. And you'll find that if you build your business on the Word, you will get the results of the Word. And so that's why we broadcast every Sunday, 6161 Savoy, right here, 100.7 FM. It's a cold, rainy last Sunday of the year. So you see us in our open house gear. A lot of brokerages don't provide their agents with open house jackets, but we just want you to go ahead and see one of our open house jackets that we provide for our agents. That way, when they're out there putting out signs and things like that, they have an opportunity to stay warm, stay dry, but at the same time, get the results they're looking for. So if you see a DDLRG International jacket on the streets, please honk and follow them to the open house. You'll see that 9 times out of 10, they're going to take you to a very nice property. And it's December 29, 2019. Wow. The year flew by. That's actually 1 year for us on this station, 100.7 FM. It's not our first year in radio, but it's our first complete year here on KKHT. So we definitely want to give a shout out to Salem Communications and tell them to keep doing what they're doing. And at the same time, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to renew and be right here every Sunday for one more year, 100.7 FM. That way we can always empower you to learn more about the faith-based side of the residential real estate market, and which is very important because I tell everybody, anytime you're considering real estate, it's usually the biggest decision of your life. A lot of people drive up and down the highways every day, and if you pull a random person over on the highway and you ask him, hey, I see you're going to work. What's your largest bill? Their largest bill that they're going to work to pay is 9 times out of 10 their mortgage or their rent. It's their mortgage or their rent. So when you're dealing with somebody's most important decision and one of their largest bills, you want to make sure that there is some faith behind that to where you know you made a good decision. You know you're on the right track to establish equity and the generational wealth that can be transferred not only for you, but to your children's children, as the Bible says. So anytime it's something to do with generational wealth, DDLRG is all about helping you establish that wealth to transfer that equity to your children's children. In the residential real estate aspect is where we specialize in helping you do that. So I guess today we want to talk about a lot of times we need to talk about the good stuff, but we need to talk about the negative stuff also. The negative stuff we ran into this week is termites and townhomes. Termites and townhomes. You're like, what, Don? Termites and townhomes? Yes. So I have another client looking to purchase a townhome in the inner loop area, and what we're running into time after time is termites and townhomes. So I definitely recommend any buyer looking to purchase a property, first-time home buyer, second-time home buyer, no matter what your status is, go ahead and get a termite inspection. I believe the termite inspection was only $89, but it's going to save the young lady thousands of dollars just because we were able to catch the termites right away. So this time I want to focus on termites and townhomes. If you see that beautiful townhome, 3.5 bathroom, excellent view of Discovery Green, a beautiful view of BBVA Compass, and very nice commute to work and restaurants and things like that. Don't go too fast. Go ahead and get you a termite inspection. That way you don't have termites in your townhome and you don't pay for a house that's going to be crumbling down. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and go to our first break. Love where you live, love where you work, but make sure you don't have any termites. DDLRG. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a Don deal.
You want to excel, Don Davis is a great guy to work for. I mean, he's a great teacher and a great leader.
He's more than family. He's the guy that's actually helping me roll. I didn't know anybody when I moved out here. He's the guy rolling his sleeves up saying, come on, let's go move what you got to move.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a Don deal. We're back. Don Davis of Don Davis Luxury Realty Group. Love where you live, love where you work, love who you're with, and at the same time, make sure you get a termite inspection when you go to buy a property. Even though the builder has to pre-treat the property for termites, you still want to go ahead and get a termite inspection. That way you don't run into any issues later down the road where you find your house crumbling down. So definitely want to make sure, I love living in the city. I don't live in the city yet, but I plan to eventually. And I love about the convenience and the locations and things like that. But at the same time, I do want to warn people to make sure you get a termite inspection. Now, flip side of that, we talked about the negative side of possibly termites in townhomes, but the positive side of it is the fact of the proximity to everything there is to do. And by being that close to everything, there's an immediate demand for those properties to where right now you could lease if you were an investor and you decided to buy one of these properties to lease, one of these townhouses, they typically lease for about $2,800 a month if it's a 3.5 bathroom home in the Heights area. So at the same time, once you make sure the property is in good condition, go ahead and consider being an investment landlord, because these properties can lease for $2,800 a month and usually lease in 30 days or less. So if you want to know more information about becoming a landlord and buying and holding, as we call it, please give me a call. You also feel free to visit our website, viewallhoustonhomes.com, and that's becoming a landlord in the certain zip codes. I tell everybody, I'm not one of your traditional realtors that just let you buy anything. My business and my reputation is way too strong to let you lose money. So when it's all said and done, I tell everybody at the open houses, at my open house, I don't bake cookies. You won't see any balloons and all that. You'll see a hard worker making sure to protect your money, to help you earn money. That way, when it's time to make a business decision, you make a profit. And 9 times out of 10, if it's a primary resident investment, not have to pay capital gains. So definitely contact us if you're looking to become a landlord in the Heights. It's a great opportunity to rent homes out to young professionals who aren't ready to make a commitment yet. A lot of times people think, oh, I'm renting a home out. Does that mean that person has bad credit? No, it doesn't. It means sometimes it means that the person that's a part of a corporate reload, they reload here, and they're trying to figure out where exactly they want to buy. So instead of buying right away, they go ahead and lease a home, lease a townhome for a year or two to get established, get their feet wet, familiar with the city, and then they buy later on. But in the meantime, you as a landlord can be capitalizing on about $2,800 a month. Don't get me wrong. There are other expenses, there's holding costs and things like that. But you want to know, you want to go and invest where the rental rates are high and the vacancy rates are low. Rental rates are high, vacancy rates are low. If you want to know more about that, you can listen to this station 7 days a week. There's always investment shows on this radio station, but we typically only give you a little bit of that because we want to save the majority of the show for the primary resident investor. And that's who we cater to the most, because we have a more intimate relationship with our clients. That's where we're allowed to help them grow and transition from one career field to the next. Speaking of that, we will be interviewing agents in 2020 to join our company. If you're interested in being a part of a luxury boutique team in 2020, we are looking to gain agents at Exp Realty. EXPRealty.com. Feel free to visit our website. That way you can know more about what EXP is doing, how we're growing, how we're doing revenue share, how we're making the Netflix of the real estate industry. There's a lot of changes happening with the big brokerages, and you have to have your ear to the business to know exactly what's going on. A lot of people don't realize there's 4 or 5 companies under one umbrella called Realogy. There's 4 or 5 companies under another umbrella with Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett. So you have to know what's going on behind the scenes to know what corporation is actually selling your home. And that, you say, well, why does that matter? With the technology today, it's all about how we can put more money back into the buyers and sellers' pockets. So the team that's going to give you the most internet presence and reachability is the team you want to go with, but at the same time, that's not going to charge you an arm and a leg. So that's why you want to learn more about Exp Realty and how we're growing in that aspect to get our properties in front of people through squeeze pages. People aren't familiar with squeeze pages, Facebook ads, targeting, marketing, what we call API, some of the technology that goes on behind the scenes that we can do what we call forensic marketing. We can predict when you're going to buy or sell a home through some of the technology that we perform and have available for our agents at EXP. So if you'd like to hear more about that, feel free to contact me on that 832-831-6137, 832-831-6137. Also, in the Houston Chronicle today, in the newspaper, they were talking about first-time home sellers. We always talk about first-time home buyer, first-time home buyer, first-time home buyer. But what if you're a first-time home seller? What if you decide to sell your home? Do you think it's easy as going ahead and putting a picture of your house on Craigslist and then a buyer is going to come? No, it's not that easy. So you definitely want to contact us if you want more information on how to sell your house. Typically from the staging all the way to the pricing, all the way to the ad placement of the signs, to the professional photography, to the amount of showings you're getting per week, to denying showings, to knowing who is a legitimate buyer and who is not, to navigating through multiple offer situations. It's just very, very important that you have a listing specialist to help you sell your home for the highest amount in the quickest period of time. But at the same time, you also want to make sure if you are transitioning to another market that you're able to work with a local specialist where you're going to. So you want to be able to refer to a network that's outside of the city. That way, if you do, say, move from here to Milwaukee, I don't have to drive all the way to Milwaukee to show you a house. I can go ahead and go by the production of that agent in Milwaukee and their past sales to see how experienced they are to partner you with that agent to where you hit the ground running and report to work without missing a beat. So today we're talking about first-time home sellers, termites and townhomes, a year anniversary on 100.7 FM KKHT. We're just letting you know it's the last Sunday of the year, and we want to make it a great Sunday. 2019 was blessed. 2020 is going to be even better. We're interviewing agents for 2020, and we're looking for everybody to achieve their goals. So keep in mind, love where you live, love where you work, love who you with. DDLRG. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a Don deal.
I thought that Don Davis was honest and fair. He made us feel like family.
He was very communicative and very informative.
He just helped me to make it very easy, pointed me in the right directions, and gave me a lot of information about what to look out, for.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a Don deal. We're back. Don Davis Luxury Realty Group, broker by EXP, live in the studio. Sunny, actually not sunny today, it's rainy, but we're going to act like it's sunny because we have on our DDLRG sunny yellow raincoat. That way when we go out to our open houses, we don't miss a beat. We might go ahead and put out even 5 or 10 more signs when we have on the right equipment. So it's all about having the right jackets on and things like that to represent your company well. You know, we say we represent the brand first, yourself second, and the customer. You know, you definitely are representing a lot when you people say, what's the difference between you and a traditional real estate investor? It's just knowing that you do this for a profession. We talked about a few weeks ago about practicing real estate and separating yourself from everyone else by doing it right, taking care of people when the referrals keep coming. Speaking of that, we also want to mention the 7 C's of real estate. We're going throughout the year. We talked about a few things. And so since it's the last Sunday of the year, we're going to talk about real quick the 7 C's of real estate: the covenants, the codes, the conditions, the contingencies, the competence, the character, and the comparables. Those are 7 C's of real estate that you want to make sure that you stay on top of. So you're definitely going to have some challenges in any real estate transaction, but you want to make sure those covenants have been read. Those covenants usually are offered by the homeowners association. And they kind of tell you up front, hey, you can do this here, you can't do that here. You can't paint your house pink. You can't have a business inside the development, things like that. So you want to make sure your covenants have been reviewed with your agent. You also want to make sure your codes, you want to make sure everything is done up to city code. I know in some areas of Acres Home and some other areas now, you have to lift your house a certain amount of feet. That way it doesn't flood. So you want to make sure you're up to code with the municipalities in the area. And then you also want to make sure the conditions of the what we call the homeowners association and bylaws have been communicated effectively to where you don't make a decision where you buy a property and find out, hey, I cannot park a commercial vehicle in my driveway overnight because of our covenants in our subdivision don't allow us to have commercial vehicles at home. So these are things that are very important. You want to go ahead and review in the process. And then you also want to remember there's contingency options as well. That basically means, hey, we'll sell you our house contingent upon you allowing us a time for you to go ahead and sell your house. So basically, I'm looking to buy a house, but my house hasn't sold yet. I want to go ahead and write you an offer contingent upon my home selling. So there's some options for that as well. It's not very popular because there are a lot of risk involved, but contingencies are a part of our real estate contracts. There is an addendum for that will allow us to go ahead and have a property under contract while another property is still being sold. And then you want to be competent. You want to make sure your realtor is competent, that they're taking their annual educational requirements by the Texas Real Estate Commission to where they can stay competent in the market to go ahead and advise you to make the best decision possible. And then you also want to do a character check. Character check is where you check references. Anytime I go interview to put somebody's houses on the market, I go ahead and leave 3 references that they can contact and ask exactly how was your experience working with DDLRG? Did they do everything they said they were going to do in a timely manner? So you definitely want to make sure that your character references are provided anytime you go to interview to help somebody buy or sell a home. And then you want to offer comparables. You say, well, comparables, that's only when we're selling a house. And that's not true. Even if I'm helping a client buy a property, I'll go ahead and do a comparable market analysis to where they can go ahead and make sure they're not paying too much per foot for the property, and at the same time they don't find themselves upside down. And it's funny that we say that because we have a statement we live by. And that's simply 3 factors: that we're going to negotiate the daylights out of the house that you find. We're going to sell you the house of your dreams. We're going to keep in touch after you move in, and we will now allow you to buy a house without a warranty. So all those are little additional incentives that we offer for doing business with our company. But keep in mind, love where you live, love where you work, and you got to have 7 C's of real estate if you want to move forward. DDLRG, next break. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a Don deal.
Not only do we take care of our clients and our communities, we also are well kept here at DDLRG.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a Don deal. We're back. Don Davis Luxury Realty Group, just adding value, showing, just giving you a tease. You know, the show's only half an hour, and we don't want to give you a 2-day continuing education course in half an hour, but we do want to let you know that we're on top of our game. As a matter of fact, at the close of this year, looks like we've helped right at 32 families this year, and we're looking to help 52 families next year. So our goal is to help 1 per week. 1 family per week make the biggest decision of their life, and that's our goal for 2020. So we would love for you to be a part of that. We're looking to bring on agents who also want to help 1 family per week. 1 family per week is a good workload. I have friends who do a lot of business, and I have friends that do a third of that business. But what I find is the friends that do a lot of business can be in line with one of their customers at Walmart or something like that and won't even recognize them because they do so much volume. They have no personal relationship. And we have targeted our business as a boutique firm to where we want to go ahead and focus on an average sales price of $350, but at the same time help 1 family a week. And that way we know we're helping each family transition with white glove service. We want to make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and at the same time each person walks away with equity. We're looking for you to buy the property and have equity when you move in. We're looking for you to sell the property and get a lump sum. Matter of fact, we love when our sellers get 6 figures. We're looking for you to sell the property and get 6 figures, and it change your life to where you can either go back to work because you want to, or you can retire because you have that option. So that's our goal. Like I said, we don't bake cookies. We don't put out the balloons, but what we do is make sure our clients capitalize on the biggest decision they could ever make. And with that, like I say, we want to make sure that you understand the process of selling a home and why Some agents charge 6%. There is no standard rate. Every rate is negotiable, but when you offer great service, you don't mind paying a little bit more. I tell everybody, why do you pay a little bit more at Starbucks, Chick-fil-A versus Valero and Popeyes? Well, the reason you do that, because you know the service that's going to be associated with it. You know they're going to say, my pleasure. You know they're going to call you by name, and you know they're going to always greet you with a smile. So when you have that kind of service, then the next step is just to make sure, if you're selling a home, make sure you get everything inspected. You make sure the appraisal comes in at value. Make sure you get a home warranty. That way, if there's any issues that come up, they're covered. You want to make sure you have table toppers as a seller. If you don't know what a table topper is as a seller, you need to contact us. Then you also want to make sure you have great remarks. Everybody knows that when you're selling a home, you're selling a story. If you don't have good remarks for that home will never sell. So you want to make sure you have a story behind the photos that exemplifies exactly why somebody would want to own that home. And you also want to make sure you have excellent meta tags, SEO, AdWords, keywords. The things people are looking for when they're ready to relocate are done through the internet, and those keywords are very important. And you want to make sure you have an open house a week, and at the same time you want to make sure you have a social media specialist that are hitting all types of social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, getting that property the most exposure possible in the least period of time. So that's just a little bit of value that we teach our agents to add at DDLRG. And we keep in mind that this type of value it helps everybody, because when it helps everybody else, then you know the buyer's happy, the seller's happy, and it's a win-win situation. So we're running out of time. We definitely want to make sure to let everybody know that we are making progress on our current listings. Like I said, we have the property in Tomball under contract now, 4 acres, locked and loaded, ready to close and fund before Martin Luther King Day. And then we also have 7827 Bobbitt Heights getting a lot of activity now. It looks like corporate reload is back. I can always tell when corporate reload is hitting it. It looks like some of these oil and gas corporations are trying to get their clients moved before the end of the year or before the end of January. So we're getting a lot of activity in Spring Branch. Also getting a lot of activity in the Mosaic. We've just reduced that price as well to $199. So it is definitely a bachelor or bachelorette's pad. That 700 square foot condominium, I think it's worth taking a look. And then also want to let you know we do have a property out in Quail Valley that's four bedroom, 3 bath that is definitely worth taking a look. So there's a lot of opportunity on the inner loop and the exterior. But the main thing we want to end and let you know that we're looking at the average price per oil to go down a little bit in the next year. So you want to go ahead and make sure you buy where you can live on one person's salary if you're a couple, but at the same time, put some money up for next year. 2020 is going to be our best year ever. Keep in mind, love where you live, love where you work. DDLRG, we'll see you in 2020.
Do business with the best in the industry. Do business with the Davis Realty. Do business with the best in the industry. Do business with the Davis Realty. Do business with the best in the industry. Do business with the Davis Realty. Do business with the best in the industry. Do business with the Davis Realty. Do business with the best in the